So today we are going to continue with other Swing components. So before we begin, let's have a quick recap of all the components that we are going to study. There are also some extra components what we will study, but I have listed some important components in this summary part so that if in exam you are asked for 5 marks, explain any 5 controls. Then in that case, for 5 marks, it is expected that you just write the usage of it. But if time permits, you can also give an example of how to create that control using program code. Anyways, so here I have just listed the usage of each of the control. So quickly, we'll just revise it. Label, as you all know, JLabel is a component for displaying either a text or image or both, and it does not respond to any events. So it is just to display plain text. Then J button is a component. Normally it is used to initiate any action, initiate or trigger an action when the user clicks on it. Then J checkbox is a graphical component that can be used to accept user input in the Boolean form of input, that is either true or false. And normally it is represented by a label and a small box which can be checked or unchecked. J radio button, normally these radio button, you can say this is a control which allows the user to select a single from multiple buttons available. And for this, normally radio buttons appear in the group, and to make them part of one particular group, we have to take help of another component which is called as button group component. We will see the examples later when we'll cover in detail that component. Then JList is a component that displays a list of options to select. Then J combo box is a component that combines the features of text field as well as drop down list. User can either select from the available option, or he can also type the option if it is not available. Then J text field, which is very, very important to accept the user input. It appears in the form of a small rectangle with a cursor blinking inside it. User can type either a text or numeric value in that. So when asked for a usage, you can say that it is used to accept a single line of input from the user. Then J password field, it is similar to a text component, but it is specialized for password entry. How it is specialized? By default, whenever user types something into this password field, text field, automatically the characters get encrypted in the form of asterisk. So whatever you type, those alphabets will not be visible there. Then next one is J text area. It is also a text component that is used to accept multiple lines of text from the user. Now this was a summary. Yesterday we have already covered JLabel, uh, that is in detail we have covered. In detail means what? First of all, okay, suppose if for 5 marks, if they ask you exclusively to explain one particular component, what you are supposed to explain. First is the usage in one line. The next is constructor. Any one constructor you can specify. And then along with that, example of how to create a label. So that example you can take it from any of the program, but you need not type entire program. You can just write one line. Then next, you're supposed to write any one or two methods and the events associated. Now, since label does not respond to any of the events, no events are specified. You can write methods. As I told you yesterday, there are two famous methods which are associated with every component. One is getText, which is to obtain the associated text, and setText is to set the specified text to the label. So these two methods you can write. If you want to write extra, then you can write getIcon. That will obtain the associated icon, that is nothing but the image. If the label is prepared with the image, you will use this method to accept that icon name. Set icon is used to specify the icon to the label. So these are the four methods. Uh, no events are there. So this is how we can just explain label. If time permits, you can even write a small example of how to create a label. That we will see programming examples, we'll see later. Now let us move ahead with the next component, that is JText field. As I told you while explaining the summary part, JText field is a component that allows for editing of a single line of text, or that allows the user to input a single line of text. How to create a JText field? If you recollect our example from AWT, that time only difference was we used normal text field. We did not use J. But it doesn't make difference. Creation is simple. The constructor is same. That is, you have to specify the number of alphabets, that is the size. It is also called as calls. Uh, how much should be the width of your text field? How many characters should be fit in that? So as you can see, we used to write a JText field JF equal to new JText field, in bracket you can write 15. So it will be 15 characters wide, that new text field which will be prepared. If you don't want to specify the size, if you want to give some input string initially, of course you normally text field should be blank because user types the input in that. But suppose sometimes in rare cases you want to create a text field with some sample text in that, then you can specify a string. And in that case, you need not specify the size, because automatically whatever string you will type into that, it will take the size of that string as the text field size, and then it will display. If you want, you can even specify the size. If you don't specify, it will take the length of the string itself. So this is how text field can be created. Then the methods associated with the text fields are getText, used to obtain the associated text. It is very, very important in programs. Normally a text field is provided blank to the user, so that user types in the value, and then how to accept that value which is typed by the user using getText. And then when we normally perform any calculation and then you want to display the output in the text field again, that time we make use of setText, and we specify what should be set into that text field. So getText and setText, as I told you, these are very important methods which can be associated with each and every component. Now, the events associated with text field are, normally even we don't use these events much. We normally use buttons for the events, but even text field can be used for the events. First one is action event. So whenever user types something into the text field and presses enter, it gives rise to, or it generates the action event. The next is caret event. Every time a new character is typed, or even if you press a backspace or a space bar, this caret event will take place. So in case of real-time, you can say applications, sometimes these caret events are used. But normally I have seen caret events will be very, very irritating for the user to use, because with every alphabet type, that event will get generated and it will try to display some message which will irritate the user. So rarely it is used. I hope you understood what is meant by action event and what is meant by caret event. We will not cover the examples of these events because they are not that important. But if time permits, we can try, or else you can try on your own. Fine. So now let's go to the very important group of components. Why it is called as group of components, although each of the component is different in its own functionality, but because Java has combined those all into one group, and together they are called as swing buttons. because they are derived from one common parent class and they share some common methods. That's why they are grouped into one group called as swing buttons. So there are four different components which are part of this group. One is J button, which is same like our normal button. Then there is J toggle button. Toggle button acts like our switch on and off. Once you press, it will be on, and second time if you press, it will be off kind of. So toggle button. The next is J checkbox. As you all know, checkbox is a small box. Once the user clicks on it, it will be checked, and next time it will be like unchecked. So even this is part of the button group. And next one is J radio button. So radio button, as you all know, that it displays a list of group of options among which user can select only one normally. Now all these four buttons, that is button, toggle button, checkbox and radio button, they all are the subclasses of the abstract button class. So abstract button is one class, which is again actually abstract because there are no methods which are not implemented in that. So again, this abstract button class, it is extended or inherited from the J component. So that's why all these buttons share some set of common traits. Traits means some properties or methods. So which are the common methods? Again, as I told you, get text and set text. What does get text do? Yes, students, I want you to remain awake. So what does get text do?
Gets the text from the component.
Yeah, it fetches the text from the component and you can assign it to a variable. What does set text do?
It assigns.
Yeah, in this case, you have to pass the parameter, whichever text you want to specify or set on the, to the button. Then set disabled icon. You know that earlier, whenever the buttons, it can be customized like this. I'll show you one example. Now, actually, I'm working on different version of Office. It looks little different. Yeah. Can you see here paste option which is disabled? At the left side corner, top left corner, paste is a disabled option now. Now even these all toolbars, I hope you are able to see. Should I show with the annotation? Here. You see this? So all this, in fact, this toolbar of Office, it is made up of small buttons wherein you have text and image, both are available. Why they are called as, but actually they are the buttons because when we click on them, they initiate or they trigger some of the action, right? So some of the buttons you can see they are in the disabled mode. So when they are in the disabled mode, if you want their text to be changed in disabled mode or their image to be changed in the disabled mode. Normally we don't change, but in case you want such application, in that case, you can use this method called as set disabled icon. That is when the button is disabled, you want to display some other icon, like sleeping icon you can show so that that button is sleeping right now, something like that. Then sometimes when the button is pressed, you want to show a different icon. So for that, you can use a method called as set pressed icon. So when the button is pressed for a fraction of second, because once you leave, it will be, or the button initially when it is unpressed, you want to show a different icon. When it is pressed, you want to show a different icon. So that also you can do. Then set selected icon. So if you want the button to be selected and you want a different icon to be displayed when it is selected, you can make use of this. Set rollover icon means rollover means whenever just if you just move a cursor on it, Like for example, now my cursor is moving from on the option format painter. Normally it happens in case of your hyperlinks. Whenever there are hyperlinks, you know that and you roll the cursor on it, it changes the cursor shape to a finger shape. So that is called as a rollover. So whenever you roll over that particular area, it changes its icon or a picture on it. So that also can be set. So these are some of the methods. Actually, there are n number of methods, hundreds of methods you can say associated with every component. But then we have to decide which one we want to. So actually what I have done is I have selected some of them for your notes. But if you feel others are easy, you can even refer from the textbook and you can take those methods. The best methods are get text and set text, which are easy to remember. Fine. Okay. Let me clear these annotations. I hope this parent class, that is abstract button class, and some common methods are clear to you. These common methods can be associated with any of these, either with the button or toggle button, checkbox, and radio button. So now here again, I have not covered all these methods in detail. I've directly moved on to events. But anyways, so let's go ahead to learn one by one in detail these components. So what is the first component we are going to learn from this button group? That is a normal button, which is called as J button. So as you all know, J button class provides the functionality of a push button. It is used to trigger an action if the user clicks on it. It allows an icon or string or both to be displayed on it. So constructor to create a button. We used to use this second constructor. What is that? We used to create a button with some text on it. Like we used to say either okay or calculate or add, something like that. So this is how we create button normally. But if you want a button with some icon, so you can even specify a button with icon. If you want a button with both, you can even specify a string and icon both. So this is the explanation of the parameters. str means the string to be specified. Icon means the icon name which you want on your button, which you want to appear on your button. Now, events. So which is the famous event that is associated with button? That is action event. It is generated when the button is pressed. Which are the methods associated? We have already seen these four methods: get text, set text, get disabled icon, get rollover icon, get pressed, set pressed icon, etc. So all these methods are there. Apart from that, you can see using the action event object passed to the action performed method. So as you all know that the event associated with button is action event. So whenever we use action event, we initiate the action. But suppose if there are multiple buttons and you want to know which button is pressed by the user, then how to get that text or the name of the button which is pressed by the user? To fetch that name, we can use one method called as action perform. Sorry, not action performed, get action command. So action performed is a method that we normally write the code when the click event occurs. We have already studied this and we have also used this. Only thing we have to use it in case of what is this? Swing components. That's all. Earlier we have used it with AWT. Now we will have example with swing components. Okay. So inside action performed, we can write the code that should get executed when the button is clicked. So if you have multiple buttons and you want to know through program which button is clicked, you can use the method called as get action command. Now this get action command method will give you the string type of value which is normally text associated on a button by default. But again, that can be changed. Suppose you want that action command to be something different, a nickname. What appears on the button is different, and how that button is addressed inside. That if you want to have a different name, that time you can even make use of set action command to the button. So every button can, for that you can even set the action command. It is, you can set the nickname to the button. And when you say get action command, that nickname will be fetched. Right? So this is how a button can be created. I hope this is clear to you. Yes? Yes, who all are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Kala, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it going very plain? Yeah, actually, I could have shown you one programming example that would make it interesting. One sec, I will just check if I have programs. Just give me a minute. Yes, student, this is one small program which I am just showing so that you get to know the practical feel of what concepts we are studying here. Okay, my question is it an application or applet?
Applet.
Applet. Who said? Who answered just now? If I don't ask the question, I get a doubt whether you people are awake. And if I ask the question, it is always wasting the time because you people take so long to answer. Sometimes you people don't answer at all. Yes. So, Varada, can you tell me whether it is applet or application? Varada, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Varada, can you tell me whether it is applet or application?
Ma'am, it's application.
Yeah, very good. How? How do you say that? Simple, because it has main method. Applets will not have main method. Applets always we have init and paint methods, right? This is an application. So anyways, in this I have just a frame on which I have a button. The button does not respond to the events because we have not implemented event handling here. So now my question to Sai Prakash. Sai Prakash is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Sai Prakash, tell me how can I implement event handling? Just dictate me the lines, what I should do. What I want you to do is, yeah, before that, okay, before that, let me add one label. So tell me the code, Sai Prakash, how do I add a label? It says press a button. Is it that difficult? Somebody is responding through chat.
Port java.awt.star, ma'am. First, we should import that package.
Hey, that is already done na, here. Anyway, I have a button on this. So when I have button component, that means here I am not importing AWT now. Now we are using swing component. So we import javax.swing. Remember that. So I want to create a J label, not a normal label. So how do I create? Actually, I've asked you a very simple question. Anybody voluntarily dictate me a line that creates a label with a text called as press a button.
J label L is equals to new J label
J label. Very
L
good. Very good. L is equal to
J label.
new J label.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
In bracket, press the button.
Very good. Who is this Kala?
I'm Samruddhi.
Samruddhi, very good. Okay. So now what should I do if that label has to appear on the frame?
F dot add L.
Yeah, F dot add. So I can add it in sequence, whether I want button to appear first and a label, so that I should decide. So here F dot add B, button is added. So now I'm adding F dot add our label which is created. What is the name of the label? L. Done. Now label is created. So let me just run it. Not just a minute. Layouts are part of AWT, so I had to import that. Yeah. Can you see here now how the layout makes a difference? By default, it will be a border layout, and surprisingly, I've seen that border layout may somewhere some of the components, they actually they become invisible, or they just go somewhere, get merged with the border. So it's always better that you set the layout to either flow layout or grid layout. Fine. Did you understand, students? So once I set the flow layout, that label which was there already, it got visible. So press a button is there. Now I want to write a code that actually changes the label text as clicked or pressed. The moment I click on it, it should change to pressed. So can anybody quickly dictate me how should I add the event handling here? You can add it through anonymous inner class or by using a separate method. Anyhow. Manisha?
B dot add action listener.
Oh, yeah. B dot. So who is going to respond to the event? B. Add
Button.
action listener. So here I have to pass which parameter? Action event E. You want to make it anonymous?
Yes.
Yes. Then what should I do?
Inside that only we need to open a flower bracket, then assign the label to button pressed.
Here, first of all, I have to say new action listener.
This
Actually, 3 minutes are left. So I doubt whether I'll be able to complete this program. Anyway, so what I will do is there is only 1 minute left. What should I do here?
action performed event method.
Yeah. Now,
L dot set text pressed.
very good. There is something going wrong here. So let's see. What is that?